Thanks, Rajesh.
The mic is on? Yeah. Good morning, everyone, and happy Independence Day. You know, we always love to have you all together on this day, which is such an important day, and take forward this momentum of the freedom drives. And we're going to have that a little later as we get out of the conference room as quickly as we can. I'm going to just walk you through a few slides talking about where we think there is a big opportunity, or why we think there's a big opportunity for us with this product. And that's one of the reasons we're going to try and focus today on why this is the SUV and try and bring that alive for you in multiple forms. So as we're going towards that, I just thought I'm going to get a recap of a slide we used on 14th June in an event. What you see on this slide is a basic segmentation on price. And you see half the industry is in price points of less than 12.5 lakhs. And the other half of the industry, by volume, 45%, is about 12.5 lakhs. In the market, this is all F24 data. In the market, which is less than 12.5 lakhs, Mahindra was weak. We have a 13% market share. We launched recently a product 3XO, which is really going to help us be a part of getting our market share up significantly. We've already seen that happening as we've launched the 3XO. The right side of this graph is what we're going to focus on today, which is we already are strong, and we have, in an industry which is 45% of the total SUV industry, a market share of 27%. So let's break that up a little bit. So price point, more than 12.5 lakhs, 45% market share. 45% of the industry, 27% market share. In the top 5 brands, we have already 2 brands. We have Scorpio as a portfolio brand, as the number 1 brand in the SUV, more than 12.5 lakh price point. We have XUV 700 as the number 5 brand in this category. So what is the opportunity that gets presented to us with the launch of the SUV, the Thar Rocks? And that's what you see here. We would like to make this, the Thar portfolio, the number 1 brand in the next 3 to 5 years in the more than 12.5 lakh price point. This is really something we believe that can happen, and we are here today to try and bring alive for you why what we've launched is indeed a mainstream product which can take on any other player, because it is the SUV from every dimension that one would want to look at a mainstream buyer. This product has not been designed as a niche product. Even the Thar 3-door in its current form has actually become a very, very large volume player, and we didn't want to stop at that. And we think the Thar brand has so much energy, passion, that we actually can make this really bigger. I'm seeing Vijay walk up with a guest we thought is going to come later. John, welcome to us. I'm wondering, you'll wonder why John is here. John, since you're here, we'll get you up. I know you've been busy with, you got your mic? You got mic'd up? Super. So we have John with us today. And, so John is basically, he'll talk a little about how he feels and why he's here. But the story goes something like this. John is a Thar lover, and he saw the teasers. He called Anand Mahindra and said, I want to buy this. Can I go and check it out? Anand put him on to Nal. Nal said, the best place for you to check it out, we don't show anyone product before launch, is in Kochi. So actually, John,
I am.
You want to take it down from here?
Yeah, I'm in Kochi. Thanks, Rajesh and Vijay, for having me here. I have a film launch today My film's being launched today, but I've decided to come for this launch.
Thank you so much, John. Thank you so much. Really appreciate that.
I'm excited being here. And
John, can you just pull the mic a little?
yeah, can you guys?
No.
Sound?
Is that okay?
No.
Yeah.
Now.
Yeah. So is that
I think we'll get you a hand mic there. So John was actually going to come later at 11:15 for the drive, but I think you took an early morning flight or something.
Yeah, so I had a film launch. Last night I had a screening for my film Veda. I finished that at about 3 in the morning. 4 I was at the airport. I had a 5 o'clock morning flight. 7 o'clock I landed
And you're here.
yeah, it's quite impromptu. I just landed up here, so. But very, very, very excited to be here.
Thank you.
And very excited to actually see the new product. And this is, guys, I just, from my heart, this is not rehearsed. I really want to see the new product.
So you called Anand and what, I mean,
Yeah.
how did that go?
Yeah, I called Anand and should I tell you the actual story?
Yeah,
I
John.
mean, yeah, if you are okay to share it. I mean,
Yeah, yeah. I called Anand and I told Anand, listen, I'm very proud of what you guys are doing. I really am interested in seeing this product. I've got a Thar. I've just gifted a 3-door to my director, Nikhil Advani, who made this film. My little manager here, she drives the 3-door. She's all of 5 feet, and I just wonder sometimes how her leg touches the pedal, but she manages. And I said, Anand, I'd really like to see the Thar Rocks. And he just gave me a brief this, and he said, John, it's really, really smooth, and it's cool, and it's really lovely, and you're gonna enjoy this ride. But I'm not the guy who takes the call on all this.
that sounds true.
So then I got in touch with all of you, and I'm standing here, and I'm a person who believes in instinct. I do things on instinct. I've got some friends here, and one very, very, very close friend sitting there, and it's a surprise to him also, and everybody that I'm here. But I'm just excited to be here and be amongst all of you and learn more about the rocks.
So I guess, John, we are here to try to convince you. That's what we brought you here for. So we'll skip some of these slides, which are kind of, I think, people will get bored about.
I think this is an important
Yeah, so I think maybe we'll just get into why the Thar Rocks is the SUV. And no one better than Velu and Pratap to answer questions that you may have. So we'll really leave this to you and Pratap and
Velu to have a conversation with you to answer all the questions that you may have. What makes this the SUV? Velu, Pratap, over to you.
I'm just going to take this out.
Can someone just help remove the other mic, please?
Yes. I didn't.
Yes.
No, can you just take it off?
Yeah, mine is okay.
Pratap, can you just speak a little louder? Oh, it's not working.
Mine is working.
Check. Check. So, only then it works. So this is
Only then it works.
this is really intimidating. That John, you just rocked up here.
Yeah, I've
My slides and my mind has really
I've
gone for a
completely
toss.
disrupted proceedings for all of you. This is not your customary presentation that you're going to have because I've just come and destroyed
Rocked our
it.
world.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But tell me one thing, Pratap,
Yeah.
to start with. Is this an extension of the 3-door Thar?
Yeah, John, that's a very good question. A lot of people were expecting that. In fact, our journo friends did a lot of spy renderings or whatever they call it, artists' impressions. And all of them actually drew it with just 2 doors. And this is not just 2 more doors. It's doors 2 more. That's how we looked at it in the design team. So, John, if you don't mind, can I take you through how we
Sure.
designed the Rocks?
Sure.
So, this is a little bit of a sketchbook I'll take you through. This is how we design all our products. But, when you're designing an icon, the pressure on the team is a lot more. Like, as you know, if you do a second film, which is, follow on to the first film, which has been a success, you must be feeling that pressure, right? Like, I hope.
We feel pressure
All the time.
all the time. And this is your film, so you're going to feel the pressure, but enjoy it.
Yeah, so it was, so designing an icon is a privilege, but it's also a responsibility. And John, we've got sort of 5 brands. We deal with all our brands like a house of brands. And if you see the place that the Thar occupies, which is the first pillar, it is truly about an icon. This is a Indian icon for India, designed in India, for us all. And what a day to be actually launching the Rocks. So it's an icon, it's rare, but it's got a heart of gold. A little like you, I think. So, exterior design, John, is a bit like how you appear in a film. They'll show your silhouette.
Yeah, I just wanted to know about the front grille.
Yeah.
Because that's been a big talking point. So
Absolutely. So we start any car design like that. We show the proportions, then we talk about the surface, and then we get into the details. Because an icon has to be recognized regardless of what you see. So I could show only your eyes in a shot in a film, and the entire audience will know this is John Abraham. So the same way, at every level, it's got to work. So John, we start with thousands of sketches. This is proudly designed, engineered, and manufactured in India. We are so proud of that fact. So this was designed in our India studio in Mumbai. And it starts like this, literally sketches on paper. There's AI and all of that in the world. But human intelligence and creativity creates this kind of stuff. Okay, that was a bit loud. Well, that's turning off the page. And then it starts getting a little more definitive. The picture starts to emerge. It's like, your first draft and then the second draft. So you can see here already the design team is captured that look. It's still at a very artistic level. They're still having fun, making a lot of really cool sketches. These are the kind of sketches we show to, Vijay, Rajesh, Velu. We have a forum. And we decide, yeah, this is the one. And if you see here, the strength, the presence, Velu will take you through, of course, all the engineering details. But for the product to really be true to what it looks like, it has to also perform in a certain way. So if you see the approach angles, the departure angles, the ground clearance,
right,
it's absolutely class leading. I mean, there's nothing like it. John, there's a C pillar here. I don't know if you noticed that. Did you?
yeah. So in the design element, I've noticed, of course, you have your A, B, and your C pillar. There's a certain design element that slopes down there.
Absolutely. John, this was a very, very conscious call. We wanted to signal a couple of things. One is we wanted to signal that there are 2 rear doors. So that little notch gives you that, that little notch over the door gives you that little signal that this is not the Thar, it's the Rocks.
Correct.
When you're sitting in traffic in Mumbai or in any of our cities, John, the traffic is really tight. You're in your car.
Right.
You look out of your window and all you can see is a detail of the car in the lane next to you.
Yeah.
Believe me, when the Rocks pulls up besides you, unless you're in the Rocks already, but if the Rocks pulls up beside you, you'll know, damn, that's the new Rocks.
Has it got to do with the alloy designs also? Because I really love these alloy designs.
John, that's Rocks 5 times. That's the alloy design.
Okay.
Again, John, in every view, the car has to have a presence, a road presence, screen presence. You talk about, we talk about road presence. And that's all created by, the stance and proportion of the car. Then we come to some details. Of course, the logo itself, we start there. The eyes, they are the window to the soul. We've spent a lot of time designing the C-shaped pillars. The six-pack grill, I'm sure you recognize that. We secretly call it the six-pack grill. And every detail is worked on, by the team with our engineering colleagues in MRV. Again, the DRL, or the tail lamp, again LED. There's the little notch. If you are sitting in your car, this is what you would see when the rocks up next to you. And 4x4, always that hint of who we are. We never lose that. And we're Mahindra. So that's proudly emblazoned on the top of the grill.
And I love that. Even when you look at the glove box inside, it says proudly made in India.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I think that's really special.
So John, we have what we call a boiler plate, riveted onto the IP above the glove box. And proudly made in India. And, we're extremely proud of that fact. And, and then the designers also imagine where the product will end up. And for us, it was always in this, luxury environment, tough but elegant, a bit like us. And John, this is outside your house in Alibag.
Cool.
Vijay thought it was my house. I wish. But this is how we sort of imagine the product to be. We place it like that.
Right, but this is all from the outside. We need to see what it looks like from the inside. So that's going to be fun. I'm very interested in hearing.
Yeah, so John, we'll talk about the inside a little later.
Okay.
After Velu takes you through.
Yeah.
We create a visual promise of performance from design.
Yeah.
But then the real performance comes from Velu and his incredible MRV team in Chennai, not so far from here. Velu-san, can I hand over to you, if you don't mind?
Absolutely.
My knees are still shaking, by the way.
The great genius ever I met on the design. John, what a ride for you from Mumbai, 3 o'clock and 5 o'clock and 7 o'clock a.m.
Yes.
And on the top of it, you had your film launch, Veda. So both mental and physical pressure. Still, you wanted to take the ride on it. Thank you so much.
I'm an early riser, so I'm happy being here, Velu. I'm happy being with you.
Oh, wow. So it's just not the ride like you did, but it is the passion and it is the glide. So let me talk about something that covers the ride part of it. John, what we did was, when Pratap designed this, we realized that we cannot take something existing and we need to do some disruptive innovations. And something that comes naturally to Mahindra is what? To design the new frame, to design the new front suspension, to design the new rear suspension, and put an all-new electric power steering system that are available in luxury cars, and bring it here and just say, it's not ride on the road, but it is the glide on the air.
Wow, that's
fantastic. That's what we called it as a glide platform that underpins this rocks. So the rocks can rock, but the glide glides like what you do in movies. So, I heard you are so passionate about 4x4 vehicles and off-roaders.
Absolutely, yeah. Seriously.
And you may know about the frame. But I went to my grandfather, Newton. He's an European grandfather for me. And I asked him, what is this all of them are talking about? And he told me one thing. Well, there is only two simple formulas. For the ride, one formula. For cornering, there is another formula. What is that? He said F is equal to MA. M is controlled by the highways. Don't touch it. That's about the road profile. Mass is what you can control.
Force is equal to mass into acceleration.
Absolutely.
Correct. You can't do anything about the acceleration in Mumbai.
Isaac Newton formulas, you remember? My God, you are not an actor.
No, but seriously, you can't go fast in this city. So where are you going to really adjust in the mass?
Oh, yeah. We will explain you. How are we going to do that mass? In the cornering, this is the acceleration, the centrifugal acceleration, forget it. If you are going very, very fast in the movie, this is what is going to happen. But again, the mass comes. It's a common denominator that you see it. You see the trend line. The SUV means we have to disrupt the mass. and we brought it down by close to 18%, John. If you reduce the mass by 18%, automatically you reduce by this 18%. That's where you get the right to glide.
So that means if I'm just asking you, Velu, you're the right person to answer this. So if the mass is lesser, means your shocks can be softer.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
My God, you will replace my job. I'm afraid, John.
If I
Truly
replace you, you can come in my place.
No, I can't act. But let's see. So you said we can reduce
because
the...
you've got a lot of swag. Your mic is the only mic that's working. You're standing there and you've got a lot of swag in the way you're moving.
No, I'm emulating. You see, John, this is the front suspension. You said once we reduce the mass, we make the spring very softer.
Yeah.
But then, this is a rock star. We need to go a little bit detail into it. In traditional off-roaders, this is called the bushes. So we get into the bushes part of it. This bush has a significant impact on what you asked for about ride. Typically, we have a similar stiffness of the bushes. And in this case, what we did, we significantly reduced the ride bush. It's about 90 kilos per millimeter deflection for the comfort bush. For the handling bush, when you corner it, it is about 1,300 kilos.
Correct.
Typically, they all will have same values. That we did only by adjusting the geometry. The trick I will explain you when we were riding together.
Yeah.
But my grandfather Archimedes told me way back, he told it I think in 2037 or so, BC.
But I noticed there you widen the damper span there.
Exactly. So in the rear suspension, John, you remember, we have an 190 kilos rear axle. The damn thing starts dancing, like yesterday rock, it will dance if you don't control it properly. Now we need 2-3 things to arrest it and allow only to move up and down on the speed breakers. It shouldn't move, sway it,
Correct.
You take a corner, it will lose the control, right? So we brought James Watt in the steam engines, he brought the Watt sling to arrest this movement in the railways. And we brought the technology here first time in this segment, that's Watt sling. Again, we will explain the principle when we are riding. You asked about why did we increase the wider?
Right.
When we designed the new frame, we found out, again the lever principle, that the more you widen the shock absorber, the less the reactive force that you need it.
So the ride quality is better.
Right, yeah. That is helping the ride. So we took the advantage of designing the new frame and we put the shock in between the frame and the wheel. Typically, the shock is inside the frame. So you have far high distance between the wheel and shock. So that's the trick. So that is why this platform is called glide.
Wow.
No?
That's why I'm just wondering what that Galileo principle is, though. Because I'm an actor, I'm like a dumb blonde. It goes over my head. This Galileo.
Galileo said you throw a projectile and it will follow a parabolic. And as long as you monitor the tire movement like a parabolic, you get the confidence. That's why we call it as max cornering power. So this car has the glide and the max cornering power. Something you are talking about shock absorber there.
Yeah.
Not only we widened it, but we brought a series of technologies into it, John.
Yeah.
John, whatever you see in the low speed, 1 heads, 2 heads, I believe you must be doing biceps.
Yeah.
And what heads you are operating in the biceps?
So that's very similar to what we do actually when we usually train. Sometimes you just do your bicep curls, for example. Sometimes what we do is a similar principle where we stand on something called a power plate where there's a certain frequency hertz. So we just hold the strap like this and it goes at 30 frequency, 40 frequency per second. So you're working your bicep that fast. So it's a shortcut to quick workouts. So
here we deal it not 30, 40, John. Here for the ride we deal it 1 or 2 heads. The body motion that you see from airport to here must be 1 or 2 heads. So we need a very stiff control on the dampers.
Correct. Yeah.
And as you go over the high speeds,
Yeah.
When you are landing in the Cochin airport, you would have seen on the water waves, there are lot of imperfections, right?
Yeah.
The roads are exactly like that. When you are going on a high speed, you need a very, very low damping. That gives you a plush ride. So we put these two technologies to get the plush ride. So the frame, the entire architecture, plus the damper, and then in several places in our country, they put a very speed breaker, very high speed breaker.
Correct.
You go over it and then it comes. We wanted very smooth.
I call
Because this
them
is glide.
car breakers, not speed breakers.
Oh, Thar breakers.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we got a solution for the Thar breakers. So we have a hydraulic system that glides you and lands you. That's the beauty of this suspension system, John. Do you still have a doubt?
Not at all. Not at all. I'm
Okay.
enjoying this. It's a tutorial for me. I'm actually enjoying it.
So let's look at the steering. You said you bought a Thar for your young assistant.
Sorry?
Young assistant, you got a Thar.
Yeah.
Oh. And the typically hydraulic systems are little hard, you know.
Yeah.
For the younger ones, it is little tough.
Yeah.
But we got an electric.
I got a Thar for, my assistant's got her own Thar, but my director, I bought him a Thar.
Thar.
A 3-door. So he's
Yes.
so happy, just like a child, he goes around.
Amazing.
Yeah.
But you know, the young assistant, the lady will love this electric power steering. It's so light.
Yeah.
And we moved the architecture so close to 18% that it's very precise.
From hydraulic to
Electric.
electric. Okay.
So that's the system. So John, when we put all of them together, you are looking at a colorful graph. After your Veda movie,
Yeah.
this is another colorful.
Wow.
But something very interesting, John. I was talking to a doctor, orthopedics. I showed him our chief medical officer of Mahindra. He worked in Mayot, and he told, Velu, you know, there are two things very cute about it. The abdomen is at 4 heads, vibrating, yeah? Any peak that you have in abdomen, it will throw up. So get it down. So that's the team, our team put in so much effort. When you drive this car today, you will see it's so good, you don't get tired at all. And the second thing the chief medical officer told me, don't touch the 12 heads part of it, you have to have extremely low value because the 12 heads is the spine and the brain.
Oh, wow.
Because these are skulls and they are high frequency. You can operate anywhere. So all the peaks in between you can have, but not at these two. You wouldn't get fatigue.
Correct.
If you have low values.
Correct. I can see that reflecting in the graph there.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you see these 30 heads you are talking about?
Correct.
You get it here. And
Got you.
That's all about ride.
Got you.
So that's the ride part of it. And then you talked about harshness when you asked. So we said.
Yeah, I wanted to know a little bit about, because again, I'm saying this because I really don't know about NVH.
NVH.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I understand speed, you're going fast, you're driving,
Yes.
everything, but what's NVH? It's got something to do with noise.
So it's very difficult, but I will try and explain in your language, John. So if I do like this, up to 20 hertz per second, that's only a vibration. And it's
Correct.
not, air cannot hear it. But anything you do between 20 hertz to 20,000 hertz, only air can hear it, but the body cannot feel it. So that's NV. And the harshness is the combination of these two, what you feel and hear.
Correct.
Is the NVH. So you go to fitness center, and for the NVH we go to stiffness center.
Fantastic.
That's what we do. So how did we improve the stiffness? So traditionally we took the frame and our CA engineer said, cut it to 200 sections.
Right.
And then make small, big, small, big, small, big, irregular, you know.
Right.
Then the longitudinal member becomes very stiff, varying shapes. That's one innovation that we brought in. When we join the cross members, lot of time the engineers have a limitation. So they join it only with the inner. They don't penetrate through the outer. So we did to the outer all across. We get a very strong, stiff, yet light frame. That's why you see the bending frequency, the twisting frequency, very, very high. The result is what you see, John.
Yeah. Oh,
You
yeah.
said 30 hertz, right?
Yeah.
You see, we are 35 heads.
Fantastic.
So the frame does not come into play at all in the ride up to 30 heads. Its torsion is 35 heads and the bending is 40 heads. It's absolutely out of the window. Therefore, it is glide zone.
Lovely. Lovely. Congratulations.
Frequency is friend of
Refinement.
refinement.
Lovely.
So John, on this, we put the body. The body has to be very, very stiff.
Yeah.
So we did one thing, John. You notice this, there is something going around, like the bus goes always around in MRV and in
Yeah,
studios.
but again, sorry, Velu, it says rectangular ring. A rectangle is rectangle and a ring is circular.
Oh my God, you got it. I don't know the answer now. Now we have to find an answer to this.
So,
Anything that is connected back to, we call it as a ring. Now it can
Right.
be polygon, it can be circular, or it can be rectangular. Maybe. So what we did, we increased the wheelbase to 2850, John.
right.
And then we put approximately every 1000 millimeter, we put a one ring. And then it is interconnecting.
Okay.
Some people say that we have a roll cage, but they forgot to say that we have 5 roll cages. That's called the integrated ring.
Correct. I get you.
That gives a very high stiffness. And then for the bending stiffness, the frame aids. So the ring structure is the one that brings, John, very high quietness in the body. Maybe you are wanting to see the result. You see this, John.
Right.
When I first saw it this is measured one of the cars that you are going to drive. It's measured out of this car. But what you see, John, here,
Right.
this is the noise level, what you hear it in the ear, up to 200 hertz, yeah? But this is more important for you.
The sound quality there. Yeah.
You are going with your wife or a girlfriend, you want to converse privately, then you don't know, your frequency is 450 hertz male, and the female is 650 hertz. These hertz, noise should not be there at all. If it is not there, then you are able to hear you well.
Yeah.
So if it is 95% means they are
Can
able
hear
to hear
clearly.
you well. That's
Very
articulation
clearly.
index. The Thar stands out there.
Unless, you're traveling with your wife and you don't want to really hear her.
Then you can take this car, the red one.
Okay.
If you don't want
We'll
to
do that.
the red one. So that's on the quietness of the M Glide.
Yeah.
So it's really a glide.
Yeah. This is interesting. Getting
I know your next question. Okay,
off
Velu,
road.
what about your
This is the fun part.
fun part of it?
Yeah. So let's talk about this.
I know what you bought the 3-door Thar you are for director. It is for this fun part.
My director is quite boring. He drives on straight roads, but he imagines he's water wading and he's going on.
Going on.
Yeah.
So this is something 650 millimeter up to here. You can remember the tire diameter that Pratapsan did. 7, 8, 9 millimeter is the tire diameter. Easy
Wow.
number to remember. And Pratapsan educated me. And then we put the water and then we tested it. Approach angle, departure angle, breakover angle, way above any competition. You see this, John, for that such a beast to go through, you need 12,000 Newton
So
meters.
much? 3,000?
So much. John, per wheel is 3,000. You can ask me, what is this value, 3,000 Newton meters? Very simple to understand.
Yeah.
I put 1 meter lever and I ask 3,000 grandfather Newtons to turn the wheel. It's not 1 horse. It's
Got
per
you.
wheel 3,000 Newtons. My grandfather from UK is coming and driving this car. It's such a powerful.
Wow.
This is what we introduced new in this
Yeah,
segment.
this is what I want to understand. ELD and there's another one.
Someone invented the differential, but they forgot if one wheel is out of the touch, the whole torque goes to that. It is unfair, no? It's like you paying to someone who is not working. So then the person came and invented, okay, I put an electric differential lock, then the wheel which is free off the air
It's
will
in the
not
air.
lock, that wheel will be locked and the torque will flow here. So
Got
the
you.
first time we bring it here, John,
Super.
then you can ask me, what happened to the front? So we use the brake locking differential.
That's for the front.
That's for the front.
For the
We
front,
use
the
it.
BLD.
So both wheels get locked. Terrain modes, these cars love sand, mud, snow. That is their hometown. When you go to snow, we were trying to find out, can we do something to turn it very fast?
Yeah, that's what I was wondering, because this visual, I mean, I was trying to understand, how do you get such a turning radius in?
So the father of this platform, Dr. Vikraman from IIT Madras, he's a doctorate from IIT Madras, he came with an intelligent solution. Sir, why don't we lock these inner wheels and then turns very fast? So how do you do that? You know the steering is fully turned. You know the speed is below 10, 15 kilometer per hour. Then I take these two inputs, I lock it.
Oh, wow.
I would rather say it is Dr. Vikraman's intelligent turn assist. And he did the same thing. Sir, we give in the roads cruise control. Can we give the cruise control in off-road? And 4, 5 kilometer per hour, you put the cruise control,
And it just
travels.
manages.
Yes. So on-road, off-road, best of both worlds, John.
Wow.
Next is close to my heart.
What's the power? What's the power of this Thar?
20 years I worked on Powertrain. And now you see, this is the Powertrain. You have a gasoline, you have a diesel, and 380 Newton meters, 370 Newton meters, and the new generation turbocharger. These turbochargers are activated by electric actuators. But look at John, it's a flat torque curve. The gasoline team and the diesel team always fighting each other. The gasoline team is getting the peak torque around 1,800 RPM.
Correct, yeah.
But the diesel team, you see, they get it very close to 1,600, 700. And that is where they beat 5 seconds versus 4.8 seconds.
4.8
For this 0.2 seconds, they fight like hell.
Yeah.
Do they do in movies as well for these small differences?
We do everything. We do everything.
So that's the powertrain part. So we have a butter-like 6-speed IC automatic transmission and then manual transmission, best in class again. After all, John, you may be wondering whether this car is safe.
Correct. I think that's paramount
Yes.
and that's most important.
You go at 64 kilometer per hour, you know how much you go and crash against a barrier or a car, you are generating close to 22 tons.
Wow.
Wow. So that's what you do. We designed it so well that in this space of the bonnet, you absorb
Correct.
all the energy. When it comes here, you stop. No damage to this structure. You can see it in the crash pulse. So until here, the front end crashes. After that, it just bounces back. I tested one international car, which is so famous. The crushing went on. After 150 milliseconds, the graph went out of
Oh
the
my God.
printout. So there is no competition for the safety of this car.
Absolutely, yeah.
The body is so designed very well with the stiffness. Like you do the fitness, we do the stiffness. So that's the part of it, John. And then we bring, the airbags.
Yep.
6 airbags.
That's mandatory now, 6 airbags.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And then we bring 3-point seat belt mounting and all the stuffs which you are aware. On the corners, John, what we do is the ESP we bring in. So without ESP, it goes in the red way, and with ESP, it turns it on. So with this, the rest left out is only the plushness of the interior.
Plushness of the interior.
I have to ask my great genius, Pratap San. I am not an expert in this area. Over to you, Pratap San.
Who's the genius? This is like engineering 101. Every time I listen to Velu
No, it was like a tutorial for me.
yeah,
Looking at this was
it's
amazing.
absolutely incredible. You and your MRV team. MRV team at the back. Brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. They say we just make the pretty pictures with the crayons, and they do all the hard work.
Hard work.
Incredible. So, John, we wanted the interior. So, can I just say one thing? Please don't tell anyone. The exterior you fall in love with, right? It's at first impact. Almost like meeting a person.
Absolutely, yeah.
But the interior is what keeps you in love.
Absolutely.
Right? It's the same with a person. If someone puts a toothbrush on the, or leaves the towel on the floor, that's what you irritates you in life, right? So to have a long-term relationship, the interior is very, very important. Exterior you fall in love with, interior keeps you in love. So we give a lot of importance to the interior design, colors, materials, and finish. You know, we call it CMF, which is colors, material, and finish. And again, here, John, it starts with our sketchbook. A very, very quick artistic impression of what that interior is going to be. We, you know, Velu-san spoke about the on and off-road ability. You know, you sit at a certain height, you've sat in a Thar. You know, this sort of commanding presence and the view around you is second to none. But all the controls, everything has to be in your reach. You know, not distract you, but really enjoy your drive.
True.
And therefore, everything, you know, is sort of in the place it needs to be. We find a perfect solution together. And then, it again, like the exterior you saw, the visuals get much more definitive. And here our product planning colleagues actually come in and say that, Pratap, Velu, we would like a luxurious or a, you know, let's say elegant and luxurious, yet tough interior. So you can see the stitching on the IP, you can see the stitching on the door, you know, it's all leatherette. And, but the strength of the vehicle is never lost. So if you look at the grab handles, I know you go to the gym and work out and all, but that grab handle will give you a fight. Agreed?
Absolutely.
Huh? And of course, you know.
That's it. For a person who looks at cars, I think the sunroof is a big selling point. So tell us something about this.
Absolutely. I mean, you know, we are seeing this. It brings in light to the vehicle. It gives that sense of openness.
It's pretty large.
It's huge. It's one of the largest Velu-san, correct me if I'm wrong. And you know, it's that wind in the hair feeling, but it's also that light in the car. John, I wouldn't advise this. You know, you can put a sort of rider in your film. In one of the films, you jump into this. Huh?
Remember, I love action.
Try. Action hero type.
Jump in, out, whatever you want.
Again, the space is for everyone in the car. You know, this is very much a vehicle for your friends, your family, you know, to go out and enjoy life. And like Velu-san described, you know, it can do anything. On and off-road behavior is amazing, right? So you're unlimited in where you can reach and what you can do with it. So just to, I'll go back one. Sorry about that. And I'll show you some of those details, John. So you have the 10.25 inch screen. You see that little boilerplate,
right? Yeah.
Which is so important. Everything you touch, the Harman Kardon speakers, the hand stitching. It's leatherette, John. A lot of people feel that white will get dirty, but it's leatherette. You can just wipe it down.
Easily wash it off.
Absolutely. I mean, there's no problem. But you can see the kind of sense of space it gives you, and of course that gorgeous, you know, sky roof, sunroof, panel roof. And again, the ventilated seats that the team put
beautiful.
in.
It's really beautiful.
Co-driver.
Stunning. And I think with the lighter, it gives you a larger sense of space also.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You know, the dimensions of the car are sort of course, it's wider, it's longer, but when you sit inside, you really get that. You know, you get that space to breathe.
Yeah, the expanse.
You know, interior shouldn't sort of cramp on you.
Correct.
They should really give you that space and time to breathe. So this is what we've done with the team. And John, we have an amazing color material finish team. Everything is sort of authentic. Where it's metal, it's metal. Where it's hard surfaces, it's hard surfaces. We go into every grain, every texture, everything you touch and feel in the vehicle. You know, the perforation pattern, the color of the thread. So it's almost like, you know, when you go and get a suit stitched.
Absolutely, it looks beautiful.
It's almost that bespoke feeling.
I like the attention to detail, which is so important.
You know, Velu-san always quotes scientists and, you know, I quote, of course, artists. And Mies van der Rohe said, you know, God lies in the details. You know, so we try to find that when we create that interior and exterior, you know, trying to really.
This is gorgeous.
Yeah, again, it's a beautiful place for all of you to
Lovely.
be. And for all your stuff.
I mean, the one thing that I really liked, I mean, personally, is this armrest.
Yeah.
Armrest.
Because
Handrest.
Yeah.
And I'm sure this is a one piece. This is not a.
So
you
both
lift-
can move forward and backward.
Yeah,
so
they
you
can move forward back, but they're one, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, lovely. Okay.
Okay. So that, in short, John, was our sketchbook for the Rocks design.
It's beautiful.
If you want, I'll send you the sketchbook. Would you want
Please,
one?
I would love that.
I'll send you a copy.
Just as a coffee table,
Yeah.
I'd love that. It'd be
Virusan,
great.
what do you think?
Absolutely.
Yeah? Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. I'll just pass
Yeah.
back.
So John, you were talking about the space.
Yeah, because
with
I'm
Pratap.
6'1" plus.
6'1" plus.
Yeah, so I'm just wondering whether, I mean, I'm about 186 centimeters. So, and this is a very practical question because I get worried about that. Will I be comfortable in the back seat if I sit in the front seat? I put my seat at a certain space where I'm comfortable, and then I just hop into the back seat.
6.1. You
So
gave me
what's my
quick
head
math
space
to
above
do.
me?
6.1, 185 centimeter, 1,850 millimeters. So that ratio of 48%. So you must be about 42
42.
inch band. Similar the hip to toe. It's about 42 inch.
Will you join me in my costume department and then really perfect?
So-
That's perfect.
Must be about 800 millimeters from here to down.
Correct.
Here to up.
Yeah,
to
yeah, yeah. But this is 42. You're
Yeah,
bang on with that.
Bang on that. So then we subtracted 1,850 minus this, then you get around about 800 millimeters. So you look at the second row where you sit or the first row where you sit, 130 millimeter to 100 millimeters you have.
Oh wow.
Wow. That's the over your head. You have the head clearance.
That's enough space, yeah.
So I think you can jump on with the rocks. you have a, but by the way, look at it. Somebody says they are number one. Do you think anymore they will be number one with these dimensions? I'm not sure. It's like your Veda movie.
Yeah.
It's going to be a super hit, right? With these specialities. You have a pet.
Yeah, I've got two little girls. I mean, I love my Bailey and Sia. They're my little doggies, and they travel with me everywhere.
Oh.
So I see a 644 liter at the back, but they sit in front with me. So I think this is beyond perfect for me.
You have 600 and roughly 50 liters. Only 325 liters per girl, so you can give, and then they can jump around. My big dada has come. He has gone to Cochin to find out number of more dealers to sell the Thar. He has come back now. Better I give it to him.
Carry on. Please
So
carry on.
he was talking about the pet, and we said we have enough space. That
I think I
come from
can
the
sit
rear
at the
to
back.
front.
A guy of my size, I can sit and just chill out at the back. I could fit in very
Your
easily.
suit and all.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Enjoy.
the rear space is incredible, as you can see, John.
Wow.
So if I can, thank you so much, Velu and Pratap, for your class on science and design. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
You know, I'm actually, Velu, Pratap, I was just thinking when I was standing on the sidelines and listening to the two of you all, one of the biggest challenges I face at the dealerships is to get them to communicate stuff, engineering stuff, in such a manner to customers that they get the logic behind what we are doing. So I'm actually very tempted to use today's video at our dealerships to help the sales consultants actually sell our products to the customers. So John, I just want to take a few minutes to summarize for you.
Sure.
Now, after that fantastic discussion you've had with them, do you have any questions at this stage, or
I'm good. I mean, everything's so well explained to me. Vijay, I'm great.
superb? So, just some key highlights I want to bring out for the benefit of the audience also, and John, again for you. And the reason why I'm using this time to explain that is, you know, when you spoke to us for the first time, you mentioned to us saying that we know what a Thar is, right? It's got that DNA, it's an off-roader. But tell me, if you're calling it the SUV, and given that, you know, you would want to be one of the first few customers to own this product, You asked us, how do you convince me to say that this is an equally good city vehicle? So you heard Velu talk about our all-new platform called the M Glide. And the key thing that goes behind creating the Thar Rocks is that M Glide platform. You've seen the graphs, which shows how, from a ride quality, how the engineering team have put in all the effort to almost make the body on frame as good as a monocoque. You would have seen in those graphs when we compared it to other vehicles and our own data also when we saw, when you see the articulation index, when you see the ride quality, when you see the roll, when you see the articulation and frequencies of the vehicle, if I may say so, it's as good as our 700, the XUV 700, which is a monocoque. And that, in a sense, defined, if I can use the word, refinement in terms of ride and NVH. XUV 700 has become a benchmark. So this product, being a body on frame, having M Glide as our platform will deliver that kind of ride and handling. So you can be rest assured, whether it's your two children or whether it's you sitting in the second row or you driving the vehicle, space, comfort, noise, vibration, and harshness, sophistication of ride, you're going to get everything on a product on Thar Rocks. And frankly, that's why it's the SUV. That's why the claim that this product is the SUV. Also, I don't know whether you noticed, John, when we were walking in, Rajesh had a slide where he said #1 SUV.
Correct,
and I
yeah.
think we are now confident that with a product like this, it can become the #1 SUV in India.
Fantastic, fantastic.
Pratap also spoke a lot about the thinking that's gone in terms of creating the sophisticated interiors, right? He spent a lot of time explaining the CMF, the kind of materials, the textures, the kind of usage of leatherette in the vehicle, not just on the seats, but on many other surfaces which you touch and feel. So we are able to bring in not just refinement, but sophistication too. Off-roading, John, I don't need to summarize in detail, but you again saw what Velu spoke about. Some of the segment first that we've brought in, whether it's about IntelliTurn, whether it's the crawl feature, all of it is now available on Thar Rocks. But I still want to spend a little bit of time telling you that a discerning customer like you also is looking for high-end features. Typically when you buy the vehicles, you want certain features. And while Pratap did allude to it, let me just show you what they are, not just from a design point of view. Pratap did mention, or I think it was Velu, between the two of them, that this is one of the biggest pano sunroofs in this category. I mean, the dimensions and the open to sky is class leading and one of the best in this segment. The product also comes with ADAS. We didn't talk enough about it, but again, it's the ADAS which provides all the features that a level 2 ADAS needs to provide from a safety point of view, both for the driver and the pedestrian. And I think one of the features which is so applicable to a market like India, John, when you will drive it in the traffic of Mumbai, we know how the two-wheelers and the three-wheelers come from different sides, right? But it's a pleasure that when you drive this, you don't need to worry about that because it automatically brakes. So we have the level 2 ADAS on the product. And this, you all are going to experience the product shortly, is a fantastic sound theater system that we've created in the product.
Very, very important to me.
Exactly, John. For a person in your profession, you totally get it and you totally understand how important sound is. And while most of the other systems come with a 2-band equalizer, this comes with a 9-band equalizer. Many of them have got a built-in woofer. This has got a 12-channel amplifier, This has got a 12-channel dedicated amplifier in the system. So it literally creates a theater for you inside the vehicle. And, we were talking about frequencies and dampening between male and female. Trust me, whether all of that science works or not, this will work for that.
Super, super.
And of course, we did talk about some of the other features that are going to be available in the product. Powered seat, ventilated seats both for driver and co-driver. Again, the 360-degree surround camera. John, one thing I want to talk to you about this, I'm sure in your vehicles you've experienced what a 360 is, and a lot of products offer it today. But one thing that I really loved about this 360 is what it's got in the multiple views as an option. It's got the transparent option. So when you're driving the vehicle, it makes the bonnet transparent. And if there's anything under the vehicle, you have visibility to
Wow.
that. So, and especially in Indian roads, and when you park a vehicle, there are many times that there are strays that sit under the vehicle, etc. So I think this is something which is very nice as a feature to have in the Indian
That's
market.
a first. I mean, it's
Yeah.
fantastic.
So that's another thing we brought in. And then, of course, we have Adrenox Connect. This is something now we offer on our range of products. All our sort of high premium SUVs or high-end SUVs offer Adrenox as a feature. It comes with 80 plus features, connected car features that just makes your whole connected experience in the vehicle seamless. So I just summarized that for you in one slide, John. This is all that we have to offer to you, besides what my colleagues have spoken in terms of the sophistication and refinement of the product. It comes with features that one would get in a premium product.
Vijay, there's honestly so much of technology that's packed into this product. Is so impressive. It's so impressive.
Yeah, John, actually, that's one of the things, and I'm so glad you asked me that question. One of the things that we as an Indian OEM take pride in is what we say democratizing technology. And our endeavor has been that how do we bring features from products which are at a much higher price point available to the masses.
Accessible to the masses.
Make it
yeah,
accessible
yeah.
to public at large. And
Lovely.
I think that's been something we've done successfully, and we are so happy that we are able to bring all of that into the Thar Rocks. So I'm just going to end with a short video. And John, thank you so much again for your time. Of course, I'm going to have my colleague who's going to come in here and now share with you what are the different options that are available at what price point, so you can put your finger on which one you want.
That's what I want to know. I'm excited about that.
Thank you, John. A quick look at the
Yes,
video and we step
yes.
down. Thank you. Can we play the AV, please? the SUV for the hero on the day. Thank you very much.
Thank you, thank you. This film's a hit, this Thar is a hit. Super.
Thank you.
So, John, what do you think?
I think it's honestly fantastic.
Fantastic.
Genuinely fantastic. Really, really good.
Fantastic. So, I'm looking forward to have you on the drive as well, John. So, I'll just quickly go through the variants. Maybe you want to go take a seat. That's okay
Thank you.
with you. Yeah?
Thank you.
Good. Hope you all had fun last night. You know, me and Pratap had so much fun. We have not taken our concert bands off yet. We still have them on. Okay, so
Since you guys are wearing this and you're going for a drive, I'm going to get one of these shirts for myself. But do I have something that fits me?
I got to see if you have to find something which fits you. We'll figure it out. I'm sure the team has something. You know, we're all of different body types and sizes here. We generally have all the sizes stitched out for us. So I'm sure we'll find one for you, John. Thank you. All right, so you know, I feel like the last presenter just before lunch. You have all the vehicles out there. You guys are all dying to go out there. And I'm here, I'm trying to hold you back. So, but we do have one little thing of variance and pricing. So, why don't we get on with that? If I can get the first slide up. Okay. Yesterday we had put this up. There's our MX-1 variant. The base variant, not basic. And you know, yesterday somebody came up to me and said, you know, you should have called it the boss variant, not the base variant. And you know, just with this variant, you're getting LED lights, you're getting push button start, you're getting a USB charger, you're getting so many things which don't come even mid-end variant. So now I'm going to start to call it the boss variant here. We put out the prices for this as well. Gasoline manual at 12.99 and diesel at 13.99. But this is where the story starts for us. As we think of these variants, we think about what are some of the thoughtful things we add to each and every variant which means something for people. So from MX-1, we move to MX-3. And to us, MX-3 is all about leveling up. It's about the little joys in life which makes your experience a little bit better, a little more joyful. So we have drive modes. We add this in variant. Velu talked about glide. Along with the glide, you now have the drive modes which is zip and zoom. And we never forget our off-road DNA. We have terrain modes which come in here. Adventure stats, altimeter, compass, whole bunch of nifty gadgets we are adding in there as well. Reverse camera. You get all disc brakes, hill hold control. I won't go to all of the details. And tech, obviously, and Lux. We're adding cruise control. And I'm just at MX-3. I'm just getting started here. And we already have cruise control coming in. Auto-dimming IRVMs. You got wireless Android Auto, wired CarPlay coming in as well in this variant. So MX-3 for me is also a personal favorite, and I've talked about this in the past. I drive an automatic. I don't know how to drive a manual. And whenever we put variants out, I'm always looking for that guy or lady who wants an automatic vehicle. This is the variant at which you get an automatic variant coming in as well. So that's our MX-3, all about little joys in life, leveling up. I'll quickly put out the price points. Gasoline automatic, 14.99. Diesel manual, 15.99. I'll give a minute for you guys to take pictures. And you know what, Mahindra, as we start to think about our roadmap, one of the key themes we always have in mind is democratizing technology. And you know, as this journey started a few launches behind, and the first time we brought it out, the ADAS features was in the top variant, AX7. And you saw in the recent launch, we took it down one more notch, and we said, okay, it's going to come in the mid variant as well. And we're now pushing the envelope on this. We're democratizing the entire tech, and we have our AX3L variant, which now takes the MX3, which is already filled with a bunch of features, and we've added level 2 ADAS, which Vijay talked about, the 10 different ADAS features out there. It has a much loved Adrenox connected car features coming in as well. Fully automatic temperature control. And this is the first AX3 variant. And remember, 2 launches back, it was an AX7, then we got an AX5. Now we got an AX3, which has all the features coming in, including ADAS. And this is where the tech takes the wheel for us. The AX3 variant comes at diesel manual at 16.99. And I'm sure as I'm putting all of these things, you guys are thinking, when do you start to get those beautiful C-shaped DRLs? When do you get that iconic Rocks look, which Pratap lovingly put together? And that's what our MX5 variant is all about. It's really where style meets substance. You go to your single pane sunroof, you get your diamond cut alloy wheels, which the Rock sign, which Pratap made. We have the C-shaped DRLs coming in, so really it's about turning heads. You get your fog lights come in. It's also where we get our leatherette seats, and you're really starting to amp the quotient on luxury here. You have your locking differentials that we talked about. So it's just not on the road. You can be off the road and you're absolutely comfortable. It's also where our first 4x4 variants start to come in this variant, which is MX5. And of course, you get automatic headlamps on auto wipers coming in as well. So, like I said, MX5 is really where style meets substance. We're starting to throw everything that we have at this point in time, right? And the MX5 variant starts at 16.99 again, diesel manual at 16.99. Phenomenal value proposition for what we are giving in here. Now we take style and substance and we power it up on tech steroids, and you get your AX5L variant, which again has all the ADAS features and Adrenox put in there as well. So you get your looks, you get your features, and now you get tech on top of it as well. And the AX5L automatic starts at 18.99. And you know, at any point in time you take a brand, generally people are stopped at this point in time. I would have given the sunroof, I would have given you ADAS, my pockets are empty, I'm pretty much done. But this is the Thar, and this is the Thar Rocks. We don't stop here. We need to give you one more variant. The one to rule them all. So, putting everything we talked about, what Velu, what Vijay, and what Pratap talked about, all the magic we conjured together. We are now putting it all together here. And you get your AX7. This is luxury without limits. Absolutely everything. The largest sunroof in the industry. R19 diamond cut alloy wheels, the largest wheels. You get leatherette wrapped IP, door trims, 6-way power driver seats. You get ventilated seats. You also get some phenomenal off-road features, and we can talk about it a little bit later as well. You have smart crawl in the 4x4 variant. You get IntelliTurn, again in the 4x4 variant, and there's a brochure which we're handing out. You can take a look at that as well. You also get the 9-speaker Harman Kardon speakers. And as part of the quality testing process, we generally give it to our quality testing guys. And they're very methodical, factual guys. They have Excel spreadsheets. They do all the quality metrics and stuff like that. And they send an email out every day. And I saw one of the emails after they drove the first time, this variant. And they were gushing about the Harman Kardon speakers. You generally don't see that from the quality guys coming in. It's some phenomenal acoustics. The space really fills out. And you'll experience this today as well, as with the test drive. So, that's our AX7L variant, and these are the cars you'll see out there, which you'd be driving. Any guesses? Diesel manual, 19.99. Oh, I'm sorry, 18.99, my bad. My bad. It's worth more than 18.99. Way more. Okay, so I know I've thrown a lot of it at you guys here. So we'll just put an AV which brings it all together with the AX7L video. The video, please. Variants out here. When we put out the press release, you'll see the full list of prices you have there and the full list of variants we're putting out there. There are certain variants we are not announcing prices yet, but when we get to bookings shortly, all the prices will be put out there as well. So test drive start September 14th. We want all the customers to experience the magic a little bit. Bookings start on October 3rd, and then deliveries will start by Dussehra. And the teams are hard at work at Nashik churning out these vehicles. So we are all waiting to hand over the vehicles to you guys as well. So that's what the dates looks like. Before we close the program here, a couple of things. We just want to give you a quick briefing about the Freedom Drive. As you know, every Independence Day, we do a Freedom Drive. So with the vehicles we have out there, we're going to do a Freedom Drive as well. I'll have Vinod talk a little bit about that. And then after that, we're going to go out here from here. I request all of you to join us. We'll have the flag hoisting ceremony for the Independence Day event as well. So with that, yeah. So Avi, Vijay, we are at what, 11? What time is it? 10:55. So we'll do a quick briefing right now on the Freedom Drive. And 11:30 is roughly when we will start to do the flag off as well. Okay? With that, Vinod, over to you.
Good morning, I'm Vinod from Mahindra Adventure team, and I'll take you through the drive plan today. So it's pretty simple. We start in a convoy from here to CIAL golf course, which is about 1.5 hours from here. and we'll be going in a convoy. There'll be a white 3-door Thar, which will be leading the convoy, and all of you are supposed to be behind it, right? And since we are a lot of cars, so I would advise you to please keep it to the left. Do not block the traffic, right? Let the traffic flow continue. And once we reach CIAL in about 1.5 hours, you have the option of either having lunch there, we have our senior leadership team there for you to interact, or proceed directly to the plantation in Kaladi. That's about 1.5 hours more. So there is some driving instruction here. I know you all are expert drivers, but we are in God's own country, and God's own country has its own God's own drivers. And there are buses here, there are State Transport Corporation buses. They are very fast, the roads are narrow, so please exercise your caution. And once you reach the plantation, it is in the forest area, and we have taken permissions for you to give a very scenic drive there. However, there is a catch. Do not enter into, the trails are inviting, please do not enter into the plantation for that exclusive shot. Please do not do that. We do not have permission, and there is active wildlife there. So please be very, very careful. There is enough space on the road. You can do your shots there. Do not enter into the wildlife area at all, please. And no smoking there. No cigarette, please do not drop your cigarette butts or litter there. And once that's done, you come back to CIAL golf course, and from there on, we will take you to the off-road demo course. It's a demonstration. You may or may not be able to drive because of time constraint. However, we'll take you from CIAL to the off-road location, and there we'll show you all the star features. And post that, you can head back to this location. So that's about it, and I wish you a very happy Independence Day. Please enjoy your freedom in the rocks, not on the rocks. Please drive safe. Thank you.
Yeah, so, okay, so we'll be doing the flag hoisting. If you come out just near where the cars are on the right side, I'm sure you'll notice. If you don't mind, please, I request you all to make your way there. So just out and take a right out to the parking lot, and we have our flag hoisting there. Thank you.